Hey everybody, Scott here with Seriously Tech Stuff, and I have a mouse review. I know it's been a minute, don't give me a hard time, stuff happens. So this is the Turtle Beach Burst 2 Air. Now this name, put that right there, may look familiar, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But right now, what's in the box? Okay, full disclosure, I got this used. This is $99.99, I got it on Amazon for $69. So you get this, you get grip tape, and as you can see, it was probably put on and thought, I don't need this, and put back on this thing right here. But I do like it. It's really soft. It is grippy, but it's not like abrasive. Probably don't need it, but there it is. You get a braided cable, much like, you know, unless you're Logitech, everybody gets one of these, and it's nice. I like the rounded corners on there, so it's not scratchy. It doesn't scratch your mouse when you plug it up. And then you get this dongle with the tape that you can put on your desk, going from USB-C to USB old as shit. There we go. Okay, and you get, what is this? I get this in every mouse. I don't know what that is. You also get feet, which were put on the mouse, and I can only guess because the original ones were kind of garbage. So, without further ado, this is it. This is the mouse. So, as you can see, these have a very wide footprint on the bottom for the feet, and that's probably because it was replaced. So, what comes with it is you got one here, one here, one here, and one here, and they're small. And it looks like whoever had it before put these on. I don't know why they returned it. I can almost guess, but we'll get into that in a minute. But right now, how it feels, it is a powder coating. It's not abrasive at all. It's very smooth. It's not even eggshell. It's like a powdery. I'm kind of overblowing the light here a little bit, but I get complaints. Your lighting's terrible. It's my camera. I don't have a $2,000 camera. Sorry. But it's very nice feeling. It feels, you know, kind of in line with most mice right now. That same kind of soft texture. The buttons on the side, of course, are raised a little bit. They're fine. They don't pop into the case when you push them. Feeling like there's like a thin piece of plastic behind it and there's actual buttons. You have this button here, feels the same way. Okay. And then you have two optical switches right here. They're called Titan Optical. I'm sure this is something Turtle Beach came up with. They're fine. I'm not the biggest fan of optical switches. They feel kind of clunky to me, like a clunk kind of thing. But these feel pretty good, and probably because it has such a long button. See that? So if it's shorter, it's a tighter click. And if it's longer, you know, physics, yo. But on the front, you have a recessed USB. And I get why they do that. I complained about that before, but the reason that they put it so far in is because when you have the cable plugged in, it's not going to snag, it's not going to pull on the actual USB connector. So that right there, and I shall demonstrate. The problem with it is that you kind of have to have this cable, or a mouse cable that has the rounded edges. So when you plug it in, that depth is really just protecting the USB. I just hit my mic. USB inside of this right here. So, you know, it's engineering. On the bottom, you do have their own sensor. Yeah, I can't imagine what it is. It's probably a PAW, but you know, whatever Turtle Beach. And then a light indicator for your DPI and the wheel. Okay, so let's talk about the wheel a little bit. Okay, so the button for the wheel is nice. Not a problem. The movement of it is fine. It does have some very tactile clicks, bumps in it, but it's really the texture. This is not rubber. It kind of looks like rubber, but it ain't. It is just hard plastic. And that when you're kind of sliding across it like this without turning it, I mean, this may just be a me thing. I don't really like, put all of my pressure on it when I scroll. It does slip a little bit, and it doesn't feel good. That's really all of what it's about. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like it's something that is indicative of a $100 mouse. It feels cheap. It feels really cheap. This is like a now down to $25 mouse, and man, that rubbery, big old wheel. It's like all rubbery and stuff. This is the Red Dragon, the M. God, I forget. I got so many mice. It's that one. Yeah. So, yeah. Feels much better than this one. I can kind of let it slide because of the shape. It's being a little dramatic there. And I absolutely love the shape. Now, I'm going to show you. See these flared things right here? It feels familiar to me because, hey, look at that. A Roccat Burst Air 1. Well, it's not called a 1. There was no 2, so there was no 1. It's not like, it's kind of like World War 1. They didn't call World War 1 when it was happening. History lesson. But this shape, I love the shape. Now, I did a review of the Roccat Burst Pro, which is a corded version, okay? And I did have some issues with it, and later I did realize that it was a bad mouse. It wasn't, it's kind of obvious that it was a bad mouse, but I didn't give it a great review because of that. And that's my bad. I should have returned it. I think I spent way too much time on the intro of that video than the actual mouse review, and that's my bad. But go watch it for perspective. Plus, I worked really hard on that intro. But man, this mouse wheel, holy cow. Look at it, man. It's beautiful. It's all rubbery. It looks a little bigger. It's nice. The buttons are also optical, all that stuff. But I love this shape. I love it. I love the shape because when you put your hand on it, this whole area right here is just butts right up against it. And it gives you total control. So you're actually, when I put my hand on this mouse, I'm actually gripping it with my entire hand. Not just these, not just this, not just this, just whatever's connecting to that mouse gives you total control. So when I got this, I was very pleased to pick it up and feel the same shape. A little softer on the edges, but same shape. The big difference is between these two, other than this one, I turned it off. Having LED is the weight and the wheel, but the weight is a big deal. So, and I shall demonstrate also if I turn this thing on. All right, so let's do this one first. So this is noticeably heavy. I mean, for just a regular mouse, not like a big ergo mouse. It's 81 grams. It feels every bit of 81 grams. Not necessarily anything wrong with that. Some people actually like a little heavier mouse. Check this dude out. 47 grams. Exactly what it says on the box. 47 grams. It is the lightest mouse I have currently. And wow, is it light. It is just, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like, I can't believe the difference is just, night and day. I don't know. But I was pleased. I was pleased with it because I love this shape. To get that in a much lighter mouse with rounded corners and better software. Not necessarily better, but it just really looks better and it's easier to use. And I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, nice. Really, really nice. So, just to give you, a comparison, which I always like to do because, if you have this mouse, obviously this is Superlight 1, not the Superlight 2. I'm not buying the Superlight 2. It's not enough of a difference. But this just kind of shows you the size and the shape difference between the two. So, and this is a unique mouse. So if you're really used to this, that's cool. If you want something a little different and a little lighter, this might be an option for you. A little cheaper too. Logitech. And then of course I could pull out this, you know, meaty bastard right here, this G703. Yeah, it just like eats it like for lunch, just gulp. But it's about the same length, and it kind of has a little bit of the same feel, just that this one is a little less pronounced on that back end, you know. So if you have this, you win. You're good. Just be happy with that. And just to give another comparison, there's the G305 to make sure there's like several other 3.0 whatevers. But yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit fatter on the ends and a lot lighter. And then, no, I'm just kidding. But this is the HyperX Pulse 2. Okay, which is, again, this is the same. This is now $99.99, same price, and these have comparable quality. I would say the wheel is better on every mouse except for this one, and this has a DPI button as well. However, the coating on this I prefer than this eggshell, and the shape. I really like the shape, but the more I use it, the less I like it. Seriously. The less I like it. This is, you know, starting to feel more like a razor. But this is, yeah, this is better. So, with that being said, do I recommend this mouse? I recommend this mouse for a couple of things, and I'll get to it in the software. But that button right there is nifty, okay? The weight is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The buttons are fine. I don't have any problem with them whatsoever. These could be a little lower. That's personal preference. I don't think that's a design preference. If you look at these, your thumb position is a little bit different on this one. So it's you're almost touching it. On this one, my thumb lands right under it. So I do have to move my thumb to do it. Not a big deal, but you know, I have to point these things out. That's just my job. The little brown fuzzy stuff around this is not dirt. Obviously, it's my mouse pad. So, but I really like this mouse. I've been using it for a week and a half. I really like it, except for the wheel. I think if they just changed the wheel, this would be a contender mouse. And I hate to say that because Turtle Beach to me is just synonymous with department store plastic garbage. Like everything I've ever had of Turtle Beach has just been a disappointment in engineering and sound and quality and everything else. But they didn't make this. These guys did, obviously. I'm pretty sure, at least I hope, that Turtle Beach, who bought Roccat several years ago, just went in their office one day and goes, hey, you guys aren't Roccat anymore. Okay, you're now Turtle Beach. And they're like, oh, can we just go back to making mice? Absolutely. Okay, and that was it. And then they go, here you go, here's a new mouse. And they stamp their name on it and everybody's happy. And they lived happily ever after. Probably not what happened, but I'm guessing that that's what this is. This is actually a Roccat. So, you know, I have to kind of humble myself a little bit to get these things and try them out. But really surprised, really like this mouse. I can get over the wheel thing because of the weight, because of the shape. And I think you'll like it. If you're wanting to get a lighter mouse and you're looking at something that may be a little bit more, this could save you some money. There are other mice out there that are comparable for the same amount of money, that this really doesn't offer anything that those don't, other than this extra button right here. And we'll get into the software with that, because you can basically program that thing to do whatever you want. I know Logitech can do that too, and there's special buttons on those, but I don't think they have anything this light, do they? No, they don't. So there you go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do recommend this mouse. I like it a lot. If you would like to see more videos and stuff, just check out my channel. Also, Graybeard Gaming Cast on YouTube, and Graybeard Gaming Podcast on Spotify, where we talk about games and stuff like that. I don't talk about mice on that. That's just for me and you. Okay? So, just games and whatnot. So check me out over there. We're going to go take a look at the software, and thanks for watching this review. Get you one of these. If you have one of these, this is lighter. Bye. All right, everybody. This is the Swarm 2 software. That sounds like a threat, but that's what it's called. The Swarm 1, well, they didn't call it that. They just called it Swarm software, was for Roccat. It is not compatible. So if you have a previous Roccat mouse, you will have to download the new Turtle Beach Swarm 2 software. You see your mouse right there. You click on it, and you get basic stuff. Nothing like super fancy. You got your DPIs right here. You got your color indicator. You can change the color of any of those. Battery. You got debounce. Polling rate only goes to 1,000. Not a big deal. Don't freak out. All of this, the rest of these things are default. And then it does have a calibration button, and I did this when I got it, but you just click on the little dots, and it says, hey, you're calibrated. I think that's bullshit. I don't think that actually is anything. But if the owl eye optic sensor is what they call it, is if it's off a little bit, I guess, you can calibrate it, and I don't know. I've never really seen that before. And then down here, you have your buttons that you can program to do whatever. Of course, mine are standard. And then you also have that little button I showed you before that is, I've got it set for my DPI button. And you can set it to any of this stuff. But what's cool is that I guess if you play MMOs and things like that, you can set it to profiles, because up here you have 5 profiles that you can program to go through. So you can change these buttons and operation, everything, and have it and cycle through these different profiles. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, most mice have those, but to program a button for it, so you can just on the fly, click it. I thought that was pretty cool. Mine's set to DPI, just DPI cycle. I don't know. I'm going to play around with this, because if you're like me, I set the DPI. I don't change DPI, so I may kind of play around with that and have it. You can set it for macros. You can. I mean, it's just another functional button. Instead of just having a DPI button, you have another button that you can program to do anything you want, which I thought was pretty cool, and I may play around with that. Easy Shift have got no idea. This is not on their website nor on the box. I don't know what this is. Only thing I can think of is that if you go into here, let me go back. If you set your button to Easy Shift, you get Easy Shift and Easy Shift all devices. I don't know. I guess that's maybe shift between devices. I don't know. It might be in the manual that I did not read. But anyway, this little guy right here is pretty cool. It doesn't look like much, but I mean, you can even have it as your screensaver. So you can be like, bah, 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 and your wife comes in and go, click, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. I was just looking at the screensaver. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, it's got things that you can do that some mice don't in a very clean, descriptive way. I do like that, except it just doesn't tell me what Easy Shift is. Hey, here we go. No assignments. That's just assignments. Okay. So, if you come over here, you've got your macros. You can create your own right here if you just click on the big M. They do have macros. Who uses these? I don't know. I don't know who set those up. Probably a maniac. So, and you go in here. This is just for your software. Set the language. Download automatically. No, thank you. All that good stuff. Device manager. This is if you have, of course, more than one Turtle Beach device. I really wish it would pick up my other burst and I can just use this software, but for some stupid reason it's not compatible, probably just because they don't want Roccat. They want to make sure Roccat, the name, goes away forever. That's how these companies work. Hopefully no one lost their job. They just went in and go, hey, you guys, yeah, you're Turtle Beach now. And they're like, okay, can we go back to making mice? Yeah, okay, good. And that's how that went. So, but the software I like. It's very clean. It's very modern looking. There's not a bunch of crap that, you don't need. It's not, it's not made to look like, I will show you the old version. It's not this. I mean, look at this. This is like what even this is. I have to turn the mouse on to see. Turn it on, so it'll pick it up. Hello, there we go. I mean, look at this. What is this? Just a lot of excessive aesthetics that just scream like 19 or early 2000s gamer. You know, the button is. I mean, look at that. So these guys really stepped it up in the software side of things. Just weird. I mean, it's functional. It does the same thing. You set everything, you close it, you don't have to worry about it again. But it's noticeably gaudy as opposed to this. I like this. Wow. I can't believe I said that about something that Turtle Beach had at least a hand in making, or at least put their name on it. So, but with that being said, that should be a testament to how interesting and pleasant it is to use this mouse for me, except for the wheel. So that's it. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for watching the review. Please give me a like and maybe subscribe, and I'll have some new content. Also, check me out on Graybeard Gaming Podcast, where I host a weekly podcast about gaming. And when we don't talk about mice, that's for here. That's for me and you. Just me and you. Everything else we talk about over there. So anyway, be kind to one another. Have a great day, and go play some games.